Discovering a new species as a biologist, scuba diver, astronaut. Physics students finding out that the laws of physics stop when operating at a very small level. You have freed us. Quantum physics. Oh, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management. Plague is raging in Europe. Newton. Haha, colors. Every stock image of chemical reactions is just glassware filled with colored water and dry ice. Babe, please don't cut my funding. Particle physicists. Grow up, man-child. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? I have an uncle who does string theory. Explain wormholes without paper and a pencil. I'd like to major in physics, specializing in theoretical physics, how original, and string theory. Daring today, aren't we? When you spend 5 hours to find an analytic solution for an equation, but then it turns out it doesn't have one. Physics exists. Goats. Doctor. What happens after we die? We clean the bed and admit a new patient. Reporter. What is it like to be a famous mathematician? Mathematicians. In maths, fame means every century. Someone will look your name up in an obscure book. I'll study at 6 p.m. I'll study at 7 p.m. I prefer to study during the night. I'll just get up early tomorrow and study. Scientist. My discoveries are useless if taken out of context. Media. Scientists claim their discoveries are useless. End of the world, place your bets. Earthquake, 5%. Meteor, 2%. Plague, 8%. Human stupidity, 85%. I love democracy. Designers, look, we have similar ideas. No, you stole my idea. Programmers, man, I stole your code. It's not my code. Carbon fiber being a fraction of the weight of steel and multiple times stronger. In one direction. According to the law of infinite probability, one day this should occur. This is the guy from my maths book, who buys 50 pineapples for no reason. Sir, what's the difference between a diameter and a radius? A radius. Sir, when you make almost as much oxygen as trees, but nobody shows you love. Sad algae noises. The geometry is too complicated to explain here, but cutting a sandwich diagonally gives you more sandwich. When the code is an absolute mess, but it works. When you fill an almost empty shampoo bottle with water to make more shampoo. Chemist. If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. Mathematicians. Invent some new math. Physicists. Our math. How good you are in mathematics. Me. Physics. Physics if Isaac Newton slept under a coconut tree. Using a ton as a unit of mass. Using megagram instead. Science teacher. There are 118 elements. Me who watched Avatar, The Last Airbender, and knows there are only 4 elements. Water. Dihydrogen monoxide. When soap cleans 99.99% of germs, so you mix it with another soap to make it 199.98%. Science. My blanket when I try to find the long side. Pinocchio would be a great tool for science since his nose grows every time he makes a wrong statement. Therefore, he can test any hypothesis. When you start learning math discovered later than 1800. Oh, Neptune. Mutations in science fiction. Mutations in real life. The world if people encouraged scientists rather than worshipping celebrities. Engineer in 1969. Sends a rocket to the moon using a slide rule. Engineer now. Checks 2 plus 2 on a calculator during an exam. When the professor is passionate about teaching and you genuinely understand and enjoy the class. Nobody. Physicists every 100 years. Please ignore all my theories up to this point. Getting a unit named after you. Winning a Nobel Prize. Got myself a $1,000 TV stand today. In a sometimes crazy world, never forget that this is an astronaut's official NASA portrait. Professor. You can't write an essay overnight. Exam. You have 1 hour to write this essay. If you one-up conspiracy theorists, they don't know what to do. The moon landing was fake. Oh, you're one of those guys that believe in the moon. When she says you're more than her friend, but less than boyfriend. So, you have to use Schrödinger wave equation and calculate your position, using a normal method to make a current, using magnets. In October, the mitochondria turns into the phytochondria and becomes the haunted house of the cell. Welcome to fluid mechanics. Don't mind the water on the ground, it's part of the course. Designers. Look, we have similar ideas. No, you stole my idea. Programmers. Man, I stole your code. It's not my code. Normal distribution. Paranormal distribution. Scientists. We've found so many Earth-like planets already. Why haven't we found evidence of complex organic life yet? The Earth-like planets in question. Mad scientist in the movies, mad scientist in real life. My brain at home, my brain at school, my brain during exams, my brain when I talk to my crush. What if we used 100% of our brains? Create a Netflix account on the 29th of January so you can get the free month trial, which ends on the 29th of February. But the thing is, the 29th of February only comes once in 4 years, so boom. You have 4 years of Netflix subscription. Ah yes, the two genders, iron and manganese. All languages travel at the speed of sound, except sign language that travels at the speed of light. X and Y in the alphabet. X and Y in math. X and Y in Minecraft. X and Y in genetics. Me, I have a fear of hydroxyl groups. Therapist, oh, me. Plato's cave, Plato's rave. Everyone joking that lifting 100 kilograms feathers is equivalent to lifting 100 kilograms steel. Air resistance. You're given a complicated math problem. Things start to cancel out. Your answer is a whole number. Your answer is one of the options. When you have significant data, but no significant other. Science has left me a sad and lonely man. My wife's calculator wasn't working due to a lack of light, so I told her to use her phone. This was not what I was expecting. I missed the brain that can understand this. Can't believe there was actually a time in my life when I could solve this. What was the reason? My IQ is probably 5 times more than yours. 5 times 0 is still 0. He sacrificed himself to destroy his enemy. Myers-Briggs personality test. Horoscopes for people who think they're too smart to believe in horoscopes. Doing algebra. Things start canceling out. More things cancel out. X equals sin X. So 2 of my classmates just asked our professor if his shirt is missing a second part. There are 2 types of people in this world. 1. Those who can extrapolate from incomplete data. Astronomers be like, oh damn, a cat. High school chemistry class be like, okay class, today we're going to boil water. When I solve physics numerical in first attempt. Before we work on artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity? No, he's got a point. Wanda, I wish I had Spider-Man powers. No, Timmy, that's dangerous. You could put all of humanity at risk. Cosmo, I wish to change the mass of the proton. LOL. Great idea, Timmy. Let's see what happens. Schrodinger's cat. Schrodinger's cat. Americans will use anything except the metric system. Flushes 7 billiard balls in a single flush. My blanket when I'm trying to find the long side at 3 a.m. Mathematicians when they encounter an infinite in their calculations. Physicists when they encounter an infinite in their calculations. What idiot called it a randomized clinical trial controlled with placebo and not trick or treatment. Saying oops as a teacher. Saying oops as a surgeon. When the teacher uses your assignment as an example for what to do right. History in school. History as a hobby. Students trying to find their online assignments like nobody. Advanced math kids when talking to the regular students. You simply have less value. Third graders after sitting on the teacher's chair. Teacher, copy these notes carefully, they will be on the test. Literally 5 seconds later. When you studied 3 hours for a test and don't know the first question, people will go to the library and pull out their laptop, textbook, agenda, multicolored pens, 2 calculators, and a large coffee just to sit there like this for 2 hours. Me at school. When I get home, I'm catching up on all my work and finishing assignments. Me as soon as I get home. Studying for the exam tomorrow. Going straight to sleep. Me. When you do the assigned homework for hours and hours, and the teacher doesn't ask you to show them, might is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. When you ask a question in class, and the professor says that's a great question. When the professor is passionate about teaching, and you genuinely understand and enjoy the class. Visited a physics PhD student at Harvard University.